Everybody, welcome back to the Bobcat 610 series. Unfortunately, we still haven't gotten it started since everything's been rebuilt. We've run into a few more issues. Now, if you guys remember in the previous video, we had a problem with the cylinder heads and one of the spark plug holes needed to be fixed. So we got that squared away with a Healy coil from Amazon, which actually worked out great. Unfortunately, today we're dealing with a Zenith carburetor problem. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's all raw fuel. It just keeps dripping. I have it hooked up to an auxiliary tank before I hook it up to the big tank to see if we can get it to fire off. But she's just dumping fuel, and I'm probably gonna have to change the oil because it's filled up. I don't know if you guys remember last time, but I got the sheave installed, the front cover on. I still got to find a door, but that's the bottom hinge for the door. Got the battery charging. Let me see. Yeah, battery's charging. Exhaust wasn't on before. But today our main focus is, I'm sorry I'm rambling. Our main focus is going to be focusing on this Zenith carburetor. So let me get that off. Alright, mine was already off, but I put it back on, so, well, sort of. To remove the carburetor, you're gonna want to remove your intake tube, which comes up here, down to the carb. Get that out the way. And then you're gonna want to loosen up, this, so you can take out your choke cable, which you'll take over here. There's a 1/4 inch nut that you can loosen up with a standard wrench. And then we can get that out of the way. You're going to want to come to the other side and pop this throttle linkage out. Alright, now you're going to want to come to the front of the motor, stick a rag or something down here. Well, you don't have to, but you are going to lose some fuel. And then right here, you're going to move the fuel line with your 9/16 wrench. See, now it's broken loose. I'm losing fuel already. Finish taking this off. Now that all that's loose, you're going to want to come to the top, and then there will be 2 1/2-inch bolts holding the carburetor on. Now this back one's pretty tough to get to at times because it's way down in there with the exhaust like that too. I like to use a small 1/4 inch ratchet with a small extension and a short 1/2 inch to get it off. Alright, once you guys got those unloosened up, you can come down here, grab the carburetor, pull it out this way, and be sure not to lose your gasket. Alright, I brought the carb up to the gas tank. I just want to show you guys how much fuel is coming out the choke, or the neck. I'm not even gonna lie, that made me have to pee. But before you guys say anything, I do have all that old fuel. It's gonna be filtering through this filter. This clear filter. Alright, now that we have the carburetor taken out, we're going to have 4 flathead screws on the bottom, and then we're going to have 1 on top. So let's get those taken off. Okay, now that we have all those screws taken out, we can carefully try to separate without ripping the gasket. Came off easier than I thought. See if we can get this gasket off. Well, unfortunately the gasket is not the best, so it's probably best just to end up rebuilding it. I think they're like 30 bucks on Amazon. So I'm just gonna take it fully apart. So we gotta get this float off. Take the float off. Let's see. It looks like it was updated already. Yeah, I don't know why it was still. Alright, I guess these things are notorious for not being perfectly flat on the mating surfaces, so I'm going to take some fine emery cloth and then run it across and see what I come up with. As you can see, here's some low spots, here's my highs, so I'm going to keep working at this until I get it perfectly flat. Alright, as you can see, we got a nice shine all the way across the surface. So now I'm going to switch and do the other side. And by the other side, I mean this top half. Alright guys, I got them all cleaned up on both sides. Maybe you can see that. It should seat much better now. I could probably get away with using this gasket, but I figured I'm going through all the trouble, might as well just do it right, get it rebuilt. So at least for now I'm going to put it back together. I will not reinstall it on the carb. I just want to put it back together so I don't forget how it goes. As you can see, I'm already messing it up. I see, gasket's ripped. Goes like that. This little guy went in here. This right here. There. Alright, I'm going to put these screws back in, and then I'm going to order a rebuild kit. See that? Put it on backwards yet again. Alright, well, let me fix this real quick. Alright, now I got to put back together the right way. But I'm not going to put it back on the car. I'm not going to put it back on the skid steer. Again, I'm going through the whole process of doing everything else. Might as well do it right and at least rebuild the carb. I need to get carb cleaner anyway. The only reason I put it back together is because it's kind of small pieces and my shop is a mess. So it's just easy to remember how it all goes and where it goes when it's already put back together. Alright, that's what we're going to call it for today. I just wanted to give you guys an update on the Bobcat. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get it started. I do have a rebuild kit coming in for that Zenith carburetor, so stay tuned for the next episode. We will do a real full rebuild. A full rebuild on that carb, and hopefully we'll get it started in the next video. But until then, thanks for watching. If you enjoy this content, please hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Bobcat stuff.